This stately home somehow reminds me of the Villa de Vasconcelos. Somehow I feel nervous. Wow.
How can I help you?
Hi, my name is Stobart, George Stobart. I have an appointment with Mr. McLaw.
Strange. He didn't tell me about it. Besides, he has a visitor right now.
It's really important.
Okay, come in, I'll show you the way.
Thanks.
Mr. McLough's room is at the end of the northwest passage.
It must be cold up there in the Arctic region. Thanks very much.
Without the seal, we won't have a chance.
That could cause problems.
And you think this American knows something?
Definitely. He's real nosy.
If you're right, we'll get all the necessary information about the order.
How will we catch him, Jimmy?
I've had two of my best men take care of him. He should be here soon.
Even though I can't stand the man, we did agree that you wouldn't hurt him. You only want his information.
Sure, that's what I said.
Could I use your toilet, please?
Of course, it's just down the corridor.
George!
Andre, you sneaky traitor!
It's not what you think! They only want to talk to you.
Oh no!
Mr. Stobart, we'll talk to you later. In the meantime, you can get familiar with your new roommate. If you aren't familiar already, that is.
I can't see who he is. Who are you? Ah!
You seem surprised, Mr. Stobart.
How did you...
You're not the only one who can play tricks.
But I saw you lying dead on the floor of the train compartment.
Immediately before I got on the train to Bannockburn, I put on a bulletproof vest. After all, unlike you, I knew what was ahead of us and who we would encounter along the way. A blood cartridge was an incredibly useful means to feign my own death.
And how did you escape?
That's a very long story.
I have followed George to England. I haven't heard from him since his arrival in York. That's not like him at all. I'm really worried. There's something in my bag, but the usual items carried by any woman, and a phone number. Jimmy McLough?
Who's speaking, please?
My name is Nicole Collard. I'm a TV journalist with the French channel Canal 1. We were thinking about airing an extensive portrait of you, which would include an interview. After all, you're one of the most renowned historians of our time.
It sounds really tempting, but I think I'm going to have to turn you down.
That would be a great pity. We're one of the most successful channels in Europe. Our ratings are very high, which would guarantee that your portrait would find a great audience. You would be able to tell generations of people about your views on some of the most historic events. I mean, you're one of the very few allowed to oversee the preparations for the first moon landing. You were able to follow Armstrong, Aldrin, and the others during their training for the mission. It would be a shame if the public were denied these unique insights.
I must admit that you've done your research well.
Thanks.
Under the circumstances, I'd be happy to meet you here at my house sometime.
This may sound a little forward, but how about conducting the interview today?
Today? You TV people move awfully quickly, don't you?
That's our trademark.
Very well then. I'll be at my house at 2 o'clock. For reasons of security, I can't tell you my address over the phone. But you can meet me secretary at the History Museum. She's leading a tour for a group of children there. I'll phone her and tell her you're coming. She'll bring you here. I'm sorry that I have to make it this complicated, but there really is no other way. There have been attempts to assassinate me. It seems as if I don't only have friends. I'll wait for you till 2 o'clock. That's in 20 minutes. If you're not there by that time, we'll have to postpone our meeting by about 3 weeks, because I'm going on a 3-week business trip today.
Attention ladies and gentlemen, my name is Derek Stevenson. I'm with the York Police Force. There has recently been an unpleasant increase in theft of luggage at this airport. That's why we are carrying out a routine search. Please stay calm, there's no need to panic. But apart from the airport staff, nobody will be permitted to leave the premises while the search is underway. This should take no longer than 40 minutes. My colleague will give you all further instructions. We apologise for the inconvenience and thank you for your patience.
Damn, I have to be at McClough's house in 20 minutes. From BBC to CNN, there's the full range of worldwide news TV. George would like this. He likes news. I think about ripping one of the screens out of the wall as a present for George, but reluctantly decide otherwise. I have to be at McClough's house in 20 minutes. I have to... He looks pretty embittered and stern.
This entrance is for staff only.
I've had an aversion towards boxes for some time now. No, I don't want to know what's inside.
Stop, you can't go in there. This entrance is for staff only. I must see your ID card.
Well, I left it inside the room. May I fetch it?
Section 4, paragraph 3 of operational guidelines clearly states no access to sealed areas for unauthorised persons.
Maybe you could fetch my bag for me.
Well, not really, but I suppose I could make an exception. What does it look like?
Well, there are small hearts on its left side, spelling out, I love you.
One moment, please.
There's another of those stuffy watchmen.
Wait a minute. Only airport and flight personnel are allowed to leave the complex.
Don't I look like one of them?
That's beside the point, miss. May I see your ID, please? You know, regulations.
There's a slight problem with that. My husband mislaid my handbag this morning, and I couldn't find it anywhere. And now I'm unidentifiable, so to speak.
Sorry, miss, but without an identity card, I can't let you leave the premises.
Okay, I understand. Nice couple. They seem familiar somehow. Excuse me?
Yes. Oh, Miss Collard.
Do we know each other?
I met you and George in Quaramone about 4 years ago. George was in prison, and you were going to a meeting with General Graciento. Do you remember?
I do now. But I don't remember your name.
Dwayne Henderson. I was there shopping with my enchanting wife, Pearl.
Ah, oui. Monsieur Henderson. Nice to see you again after such a long time.
How are you doing?
So. I'm looking for George. Oh, George! How is he? I'm afraid I don't know. I haven't heard of him in a few days now.
That's how men are. Sometimes they need some distance from us women. He'll call you back, honey.
That's not really George's style.
Well, George does behave a little strange occasionally.
What brings you to York?
Pearl and I are here on a stopover, on our way to Morocco. We want to have a look at some old ruins there. And as we're there anyway, we'd like to do a little shopping tour.
Here in York, we've already seen the traditional happiness fair.
You traveled all this way to see a fair?
It's not just some fair. It's possibly the most important invention in entertainment in living memory. Apart from the TV, maybe.
Besides, the second biggest wheel in the world is here in York.
When we arrived, it was closed for repairs.
I'm sorry?
There's no need. We went on the water roller coaster twice instead.
Whee, that was fun.
Especially when you kept screaming into my ear all the time.
Don't be so prickly, Bumblebee.
Oh, Bumblebee. What makes this fair so special?
It's simplicity. There aren't so many attractions there. But these few are just marvelous.
Well, I've never been a fan of fairs.
You're missing out.
You didn't by any chance see George at the fair, did you?
No, I don't think so. Did we, Dwayne?
Don't think so. Sorry.
Well, thanks anyway. Have you ever heard of a historian called Jimmy McClough?
Oh, yes. We were in his museum.
The History Museum.
That's the one. You know it?
Not really, but I have an appointment with his secretary. After that, I'm going to meet Mr. McClough in person.
You are going to meet Mr. McClough? The Jimmy McClough?
Yes, in about 20 minutes. If I don't make it in time, I'll miss my chance and I'll have to wait 3 weeks. But with this search going on, I can't get out of the building.
That's a disaster. You don't get to meet Jimmy McClough every day.
If we can help you in any way, just let us know.
Okay, thanks. May I ask you how long you and George have known each other?
Since we met in Syria. That was in 1994, I believe.
1996. In 94, we visited my grandparents in Canada.
Oh, yes. Terribly boring there. And all those strangely dressed policemen.
Mounties.
What?
Those policemen you're talking about are called Mounties.
Whatever. Those Mounties were constantly watching us and kept inquiring. Life isn't easy in Canada for an American tourist.
Those Mounties were just being nice and polite.
I don't think it's nice and polite to ask how I'm doing and where I'm going 3 times in a row. That's intrusive. That's what it is.
If you say so, honey.
It's really interesting to listen to you, but unfortunately, I haven't got much time. Bye.
Goodbye, dearie.
I'm afraid your bag is not in this room.
And you really can't let me in?
Section 4, paragraph 3 of...
Okay, I understand. Have a nice day. It's me again.
What can we do for you?
Could you do me a favor?
Yes?
Could you somehow distract that watchman over there?
That police officer?
Exactly.
Do you want to get into that room?
It's my only chance to get out of the building before my 20 minutes are up.
Okay, we'll help you. Excuse me, sir.
What can I do for you, ma'am?
May we take a photo with you? You don't see a real British policeman every day. Especially when you come from America.
It's an honour, ma'am. But you know, we have a policy.
To hell with your policy.
This towel is unused, which is quite remarkable considering a 9-hour working day. 9 hours and no shower. Ugh! Might be useful sometime. This towel is... Someone's staff uniform is hanging there. I assume that I'm talking about a woman here. Unless it's a man who wears a skirt to work. The uniform appears to be my size. Such things tend to happen every time things start to get interesting. A pity, isn't it? Damn, it doesn't fit. Someone's staff uniform. I've got one of those in Paris, only mine looks better. I'll need that one soon. I've got one of the only mine. Damn, the watchman must have locked the door. Me again.
Yes, please.
Here's my ID.
Is that really you in the photograph?
Of course it's me. Who else should be on my ID?
Okay, miss.
Mrs.
Sorry, Mrs.
Mrs. Wanda Kirsch.
Okay, that's the name on this ID card. So you can't have stolen it.
If you only knew.
Pardon?
Nothing. He's busy taking photos. Excuse me, can you tell me what all this commotion is about? I have to get into that museum.
Don't we all?
Maybe, but it's different with me.
Yeah, me too.
Is the Prime Minister paying a visit?
There'd be less of a fuss then, wouldn't there? Haiku McEwen is visiting the museum.
I don't know him.
Well, he's the reason you can't get in.
And when does he arrive, this Haiku
McEwen.
All right, Haiku McEwen. When does he arrive?
He's scheduled to arrive at 3 o'clock, but it may take longer.
Is there another way into the museum?
Not a legal one.
Okay, thanks for your help, if you can call it that.
A pleasure, if you can call it that.
Ugh, there's a puddle in front of the window. My poor shoes. I hate puddles. Ugh. Damn, the dirt on my shoes has alerted a watchman. That must be Mr. McClough's assistant. I expected her to look different.
I'm sorry, but you can't get in here today.
Are you Mr. McClough's assistant?
Who wants to know?
My name is Nicole Collard.
Oh, right. The journalist. We should hurry or we'll be late.
Okay.
This is Mr. McClough's estate. I think you can find your own way from here. I have to leave you here. My group of children are waiting.
Thanks a lot.
It's been a pleasure. Goodbye and good luck with your interview.
I take a look at my watch and I notice that I'm 5 minutes late. What am I to do? There are skid marks on the ground, and they're recent. It's not been here for long. No, I must find George first. This window leads to the basement. I can hear voices from down there.
Nico, down here!
George?
Live and in color.
Each time we get separated, I find you behind bars.
I guess it's just bad luck.
What happens this time?
I'll tell you later. First, meet an old acquaintance.
Mademoiselle Collard, good to see you again.
You evil, deceitful idiot! I thought you were dead!
Nico, calm down and get us out of here first.
Us? You don't expect me to get this murder out of here, do you?
Yes, I do. Come on, I'll explain everything later.
What am I supposed to say? It's a hose pipe. I might need it later. What am I... When I was young, I used to watch Western movies with my father. The crooks usually get out of jail by using a horse and a lasso to pull the bars out of the wall. Maybe it works in real life too. The hose is too loose. There are skid marks on the ground, and it's not been here. Damn, the dirt on my shoes has alerted a watchman. There's a screwdriver. George would know what to do with it. This could work.
Let's get out of here. I think they're coming.
Very well, Khan. How were you able to survive the attack? Out with it.
You know, my father was a very popular illusionist. Night after night, he'd fill concert tents. The audience loved him. Shortly before he died, he taught me his most important tricks. I learned to disguise and to hoodwink other people, trick them. And it obviously worked.
And why did you do that? Instead of pretending to be dead, you could have helped us back in Bannockburn. You might have been extremely helpful.
You made it without me.
We did, but mainly thanks to a huge pile of luck and an equally huge pile of plastic explosives.
And because of that idiot Guido. He really tried to blow out the fire with his mouth.
I wouldn't have been too helpful anyway.
Why not?
I lied to you in the train. We weren't on the same side all along. I was a professional killer, a mercenary who risked his life for money.
I don't understand.
I knew the Templars before the incidents in Paris, Bannockburn or Syria. But not because I used to pay much attention in history class. I was simply hired by them.
You worked for the Templars?
That's exactly what I'm saying. $100,000 were a good reason to start working for the Neo-Templars. My first job was killing a politician in Japan. Then I came to Paris. That was the Plantade job.
And why the hell did you try to kill Georges?
Yes, why did you try to kill me?
He was just an unpleasant witness, that's all. However, I did become curious myself at some stage, so I started making inquiries. I read everything about the Templars I could get hold of, everything about their past. Old newspapers, articles, medieval documents, journals, simply everything. Naturally, the Templars didn't like that, so I was put on their blacklist myself. And that's what caused me to act against them.
A hitman seized with remorse. I don't believe it.
As stupid as it might sound, but even killers have a soul, Monsieur Stobart. I decided to take your side and help you.
But you didn't. You still tried to kill me.
Wrong. I was never intending to kill you.
Didn't you? Have you forgotten our little meeting in Syria? I haven't. That was an I don't know how many feet jump I had to do.
As I said, I'm quite good at pretending my gun was loaded with blank ammunition.
What? You're telling me I risked my life jumping down there because you threatened me with blank ammunition?
It must have been an incredible experience.
You said you wouldn't have been able to help us. Why?
Very simple. I broke my leg when I fell off the train.
What did you do in Jimmy McClough's house?
That's a little complicated to explain. Only this much. The Templars still exist.
Stanchions. Nice idea to just hold on to one and pretend nothing had happened. But now I really must find Khan and Nico. Those are the solid-looking windows of this underground coach. I push the window pane, but nothing happens. A girl. She looks worried. Hi, my name is George. What's yours?
My name's Miranda.
How old are you, Miranda?
I'm 12.
Why are you sad?
My dog's run away.
Don't you want to look for it?
I can't.
Why not?
I'm blind. Max is my guide dog.
I see. Shall I find him for you?
Would you do that, mister?
Sure, Miranda. I'd love to.
Maybe you can also find my dog whistle. Max must have somehow torn it from me when he ran away.
There's a silver dog tag lying on the floor. There's a name engraved. Dog. How inventive. The coach door is more or less intact. But at a closer look, I see that it's a little bent. There's a small rift in the middle. Injured passengers. I shouldn't talk to them now. This young man seems to be in his senses despite the crash. Excuse me, excuse me.
I'm not deaf. What can I do for you?
Do you have any idea why this train derailed?
No, I haven't.
Could it be an attack?
What's that supposed to achieve?
Injured or maybe even dead people?
I don't know.
I understand. Have you seen two persons leaving the train? A Latin guy and a tall woman with black hair?
If I'd seen them leave the train, I wouldn't be here, don't you think?
Okay. Are you okay?
I'm fine. I suffered some minor bruises. But if I look around here, I see that I'm one of the luckier ones.
Pleased to hear that. Okay, I'll be leaving then.
Bye.
I shouldn't talk to them now. A middle-aged man. He's unconscious. That's a red tube bench. There's not much point in searching a broken bench for useful items. I am not a thief. I didn't notice him a moment ago. Hello? The old man is unconscious. That must be Miranda's dog. He's snuffling at the bench. Strange. Oh my god, that looks like a bomb. The clock gives me 30 minutes to get rid of it. It's a time bomb. Who put it here? It's fastened too securely. I can't remove it. That's not a good idea. The dog tag has a pointed side. I used the pointed side of the dog tag to cut the bomb free from the duct tape that held it to the bench. Even if the thought of a ticking time bomb in my pocket is anything but calming, I must take it. Somebody might trigger the ignition. I take a closer look at the dog, and I see that he really ripped the whistle from Miranda. Carefully, I take it from him. That must... Miranda, it's me.
Have you found Max?
Not yet, but I'll... clock gives me 30 minutes to get rid of it. Hi, Miranda. Here's Max back.
Oh, thanks very, very much, mister.
No problem.
If I can do anything for you, just tell me.
Okay, I'll do that. Hi, Miranda. I'm back.
Hi, can I help you?
There's a small rift. That's not gonna work. Nope. Okay, I'll be...
Bob!
Good idea, but the rift is too small for the bomb. Some loudspeakers attached to the ceiling of the coach. I shouldn't do that. I'd oh. The clock. That's not gonna. Okay.
Bye!
I am not a thief. I push the window pane, but nothing happens. Those are the solid-looking windows of this underground coach. Nice idea, but now I really... Stanchion. I push the window. I push the window. Excuse me, sir?
Yes.
Where are you coming from?
I'm from China. Don't you see that?
That's not what I mean. I mean, have you been in the train all the time?
Yes, of course.
I didn't notice you a moment ago.
Impossible.
Have you seen a young woman with a Latin guy?
Maybe. I don't know.
What do you mean, maybe I don't know?
I have...
Hey, are you alright? Oh no, he's dead! He behaved so strangely when I asked about Nico and Khan. The old man is dead. I search the body and find a photo. The words "See Hang" are written on the back, and there's a letter. At the end, the letter gets more and more unreadable. I can only read parts of it. The man wrote something about term. Did he mean the Templars? That wouldn't make sense. What has a Chinese prince got to do with the Templars? I search the body again and find a roll of duct tape. The old man is dead. Now there's duct tape on each side of the bomb. And now there's... The tape makes the bomb stick to the door in front of the rift. One look at the clock tells me there's not much time left. Only 5 minutes. Quick now, I must warn the other passengers. But how? I need to get their attention somehow. Not much time left. Only 5 minutes. I shouldn't do... I am... Okay. One look at the clock tell... Hi, Miranda. I'm back.
Hi, can I help you?
Could I borrow your whistle?
Of course, here you are.
Thanks. Please move quickly to the other end of the coach. A bomb is going to go off in a few moments. It's a soccer poster. I don't like soccer. Nico likes it though, because of the players. Lots of things have found their way into my pocket over the last couple of years. This poster definitely won't. There are different sorts of notes on the board. One of them is an article about an organization which inspects pubs for hygiene standards. They obviously haven't been in here. Now that would be great, strolling out of the pub with the pinboard under my arm. But the whole "George, you need this item just because it exists" impulse isn't really kicking in at the moment. These two guys don't exactly look like they're enjoying themselves. It's an ashtray. Looks rather old and used. No thanks. Destroy your lungs drugs don't really do it for me. Never in my life have I seen a bottle of this size before. The dream of every hard-drinking Englishman, embodied in this piece of glass. No thanks. Good afternoon.
Cheers, mate.
My name is George Stobart. I'm on a trip around Britain.
I'm Mike and that's Steve.
It's unusual to see a glass of needles on the counter. I just hope that's not the sort of stuff people drink here. A needle won't hurt. Red bar stools. They don't look very comfortable. I don't want to sit down. Up there are a lot of different colored cups. I could have used one of those back then in Loch Marn. They're too high up there. I can't reach them. Soap. Just great. Now what am I supposed to say? No, I'd better ask the bartender first. The bartender is constantly cleaning a glass. Could I have that piece of soap over there?
No, you can't. It's for staff only.
Well, there aren't too many people here.
For that remark, I could kick you out.
Not a bad idea, actually. I could check out Bobby Country then. Of course, that would mean you'd have even fewer customers then. I couldn't ignore the fact that you seem to be a big soccer fan.
Yes, as a matter of fact, my favourite club is York United, like most people from around here. And I like Charlie Chickleston in particular. My son's wanted a Chickleston shirt for years now.
Maybe he'll be lucky someday. Are you the bartender?
No, I'm the Holy St. Peter.
Calm down, I'm only asking.
And I'm only answering.
Okay, so you're the bartender. Aren't you wondering why there are so few people here?
A new pub opened right across the road. Bobby Country, how noble. Business has been going down here ever since. Apart from Mike and Stephen over there, not many people find their way into this place. Those two are virtually part of this pub.
So, what do you do all day?
Not much. I clean the glasses, read newspapers, and do whatever comes up. Sometimes I'm extremely lucky and the dishwasher packs up. So then, I can repair it.
What kind of newspapers do you read?
I don't care, read whatever. I'd even read a paper that's 5 years old.
Have you seen a dark-haired woman with a Latin-looking guy?
Is she your wife, son?
Well, not yet, but she's my girlfriend.
So, you're a couple?
You could say that.
Then why is she roaming around with that Latin-looking guy, instead of being with you?
That's a long story. Listen, I don't want to bore you with the story of my life, so have you seen them?
No.
Do you know anything about the Templars?
Oh, yes indeed, sir, I do. I read a lot and attend seminars, so I learn quite a few things. And I love the Templars. They're my second hobby, so to speak.
Yeah, mine too, so to speak. Tell me something about them.
A medieval order of knights eradicated by Philip the Fair. In 3 weeks, there's going to be an exhibition about the Templars in Paris. I really must attend, even if my wife will kick up a fuss about it.
I am impressed. Do you know whether the Templars can be linked to the Chinese culture?
Certainly. The Templars had good connections to the Chinese royalty.
Which royalty?
They are said to have connections to Prince Zihang.
Zihang?
Exactly. There's some uncertainty about both parties' intentions, though. After all, the prince wasn't able to support the Templars with soldiers, as his own army was so badly trained. And the Templars were too greedy to support the Chinese court financially. The links are supposed to be intact even today, though.
Are there any further clues?
The exhibition in Paris is expected to be very helpful regarding that matter. It may even provide some new evidence.
Do you know where exactly in Paris it will be held?
I'm afraid not, but I'm going to find out soon. I only know this much. A seal is mentioned in one of the last writings of the Grand Master Jacques de Molay, and he wrote about the return of the Templars, which will be initiated by that very seal.
Do you think such a seal exists?
Oh yes, I'm quite sure of that.
What does that mean?
Nothing. I doubt that the seal will be of any importance. Jacques de Molay only wanted to frighten his pursuers and enemies shortly before he died. A very unnatural death, I may add. But all he got were taunts and derision.
I need to get to that exhibition in Paris as quickly as possible. Maybe I'll find the seal there. It must be important for the Templars to kill for it. But first, I need a room for the night. There are no flights to Paris today. Could I rent a room?
Shouldn't be a problem. We've got plenty of rooms on the first floor, and they're all free.
Then I'll take one.
There you go. It's the first store on the left-hand side.
Thanks. Great, just my luck. Of course they had to be painting here right now. This sign won't be of much use to me. It's a bucket. It's out of reach. I can't reach that bucket. The door is locked. I pull at the door, but it doesn't open. I put the key into the lock. There's a creaking noise and the key slips out of the lock again. Either the bartender gave me the wrong key or the lock is broken. I pull at the door, but it doesn't open. Damn it! The bartender has left. Soap. Just great. Now... Do you have any idea where the bartender has gone?
Yeah, he went to get himself something to read. Should be back in an hour.
Well, who looks after the pub in the meantime?
We do.
You?
Yeah, of course, why not? Yeah, we're used to it, mates. It's not the first time Mr. Parler's left his pub.
Do you know how I can get into my room? The
key doesn't work. A problem we know well.
What can I do?
Are you up for a little match?
You won't tell me unless I agree, right?
Right, mates. And you have to win, of course.
No problem.
Do you know Indian wrestling?
Arm wrestling, you mean? That's what you want to do?
Right. Are you ready?
Ready. Here we go.
I win.
I'm no match for you.
Never give up, mates.
Is that water you're drinking?
Yes, it is. I don't drink alcohol anymore. Now you're surprised, aren't you?
A little.
You see, a couple of years ago, I forgot my own children's names. All because of the drinking. Since then, I've been on the water. And besides, my belly has become sort of tender.
Hey, Mike. Another match?
Of course. I win.
I'm no match for you.
Never give up, mates.
Hey, Mike.
Of course.
I'm no...
Never...
No. There are some health magazines in this rack. Not really interesting. No, I really don't want any. There's a variety of small files on the counter. The label reads laxative. I can't walk into a pharmacy and steal drugs. He looks pretty ill-tempered. That's probably a result of having to deal with all those ill people who breathe germs all over him. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. What can I do for you?
How long have you been working here?
Please, sir, if you need my help, just tell me. Otherwise, I'd be grateful if you let me go on with my business. I'm not particularly interested in idle chit-chat.
I just thought that...
I just told you not to bother me unless you need medical treatment.
Understood. I wondered if I could get this file over here.
That's a laxative.
Yes, I know. I've been constipated for days now.
What are the exact symptoms?
Well...
I knew it. Listen, mister. Laxative is free, and you don't even need a prescription for it. Nevertheless, I only hand out laxatives to customers who really need them. And you, obviously, don't.
That's not a good... Soap. That... Oh. I'd rather not. I can't walk into a farm. I scanned this outdated newspaper for something useful, but except a report about a school that was hit by an outbreak of constipation, affecting hundreds of children, there's nothing of interest. Wait a minute. Constipation. Here's something about the symptoms. The children complained about severe pain in the stomach and back. Furthermore, there were complaints about a nasty feeling of nausea. Sir, can I please get one of those files?
I've told you repeatedly not to bother me.
Okay, Stobart. Now it's time to show how good you are at acting. But sir, my stomach hurts and my back. The pain is unbearable. It's agony.
You really seem to be ill. Better take one of these, but only one.
The label reads laxative. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. What can I do for you?
Mike runs to the washroom like a scalded cat. The fact that his belly was a little tender has fueled the effect of the laxative. Stephen has run after him. I shouldn't touch anything. No thanks. No. I don't want to sit down. That's not a good idea. I'd rather... Nope. That's not gonna work. That's not a good idea. The table is wet now. Now what? The soap makes the surface of the table quite slippery. The soap makes the soap... Hey Mike, another match?
Of course.
And I'm afraid you lose, Mike.
Looks like it. But I could swear my elbow slipped on the table.
Come on, Mike. Don't be a sore loser.
You're right. I'm probably imagining things. You won fair and square.
So, how can I open the door?
Just give it a decent kick and it will open, alright?
That's it?
That's it, mate.
Thank you, Mike. The barkeeper was talking about an exhibition in Paris. But where could... Come on, Stobart, use your brain. The only museum that comes to mind is the Muse Kroon, but there are two problems. First, it's been a long time, and I don't know if I can find it. Second, Andre. I guess I don't have a choice. Yes, I could... That's Nico's answering machine. Great idea. Cuddling into the blanket and pretending. Excuse me.
Oui? Oh, it's you. Didn't I tell you you would come back?
Yes, you sure did. I must be going.
Yeah.
Oh. Great, I'm lost. Someone must have used it to break out somewhere. It's bent like a lockpick. Or maybe someone just lost it. The same thing happened to me when I was 12. I lost mine betting on my favorite basketball team. Wow, A piece of a broken dental brace. Wow. He passes time by closely watching the passers-by. Is it just me, or are his hands and feet bound? Hi, could you help me?
That depends on your question. What's your name?
My name is George Stobart. Stobart, 2 B's and 2 T's. What's your name?
Nice to meet you, George. My name is Dr. Blackter. How can I help you?
I'm looking for the museum croon. I should know where to find it, but I got lost somehow.
I can't tell you the way, but I'd like to know something from you. Or rather about you in exchange.
Listen, I'm not really feeling like Q&A games right now.
Quid pro quo, George. You tell me something, I tell you something.
If it's absolutely necessary.
Do you have a girlfriend, George?
Hey, that's kinda personal.
Do you want to know the way or not, George? I'm sure that none of the people you'll meet here will be as cooperative as me.
Okay, I have a girlfriend.
Well done. First, walk down this street until you reach a corner shop. What's your girlfriend's name, George?
Why should I tell you that?
Quid pro quo, George.
You've got some nerve. Her name is... Natalie.
You're lying, George. I can see that. I used to work with people who were lying to me, remember?
I don't mean to be rude, but why are you bound hand and foot?
I can hardly answer that question, George.
Why is that? You must have done something, or you wouldn't be in chains, would you?
Well, in my eyes, what I did wasn't wrong at all, George. Only in the eyes of the people that saw me do it. To me, what's important is not what I've done or not done, but why you're asking me about it. In today's society, it seems almost commonplace to put people in chains who haven't done anything wrong. Consequently, I assume it's nothing unusual to be in chains anymore. Which leads me to the question, why are you still walking free? Isn't that an irrefutable sign that we're living in an Orwellian society, George?
Wow, you know, I've never seen it from that perspective. Putting that guy in chains makes sense to me now. Well, would you tell me what entirely innocent and legal act you committed before this degraded society felt the need to take you into custody?
I had dinner with a patient.
Wow, that does seem a bit of a harsh sentence. Maybe I had the wrong impression of you. Is that really all there is to it?
Well, he was the main course.
Mother of God. Now that is illegal, Doctor. And not exactly great medical ethics.
You didn't know him, George? So you can't judge, can you? He was a very unpleasant human being whose way of treating others put him totally out of place in this world.
But as a doctor, shouldn't you have been helping to remedy that?
I cure only what I'm able to cure, George. In that case, it wasn't the patient I had to cure, but the world that needed to be cured of him, and is that bit cleaner as a result.
Well, I definitely wasn't wrong about him. Doctor, I think you have a serious problem.
If you say so, George. You see, I have stopped arguing with people. Nobody ever really listens to my arguments.
I can see why. I guess I've heard enough of that. Let's change the subject.
You don't know what to say, right, George? You know, there are people that want to seriously discuss things, and others only want to do small talk. I'm not one for such primitive conversation. It's beneath me.
Which kind would I be then?
My knowledge of human nature tells me that you wouldn't like my answer. You'd be offended.
All right, I can live with your judgment.
You see, George, even though I haven't told you, you already know the answer. You're offended, and you don't want to discuss it any further. I was right in all respects.
He was right. I think this lunatic is too smart for me. You've got some nerve. Her name is Nico.
Well done, George. Well done. After that corner shop, you turn left to face Notre Dame. then walk straight on. Do you have dreams, George?
But...
Quid pro.
Okay. I dream about my girlfriend being abducted and I can't do anything about it. That's terrible sometimes. I can't believe what I've just told this madman.
Take the first turn right and you'll find the museum. Do you hear your girlfriend scream in your dreams, George? Do you hear her scream? Take good care of your girlfriend, George.
That's not gonna work. He passes time by closely watching the passers-by. That's not... Museum Croon, closed for refurbishing. Damn it, wait, maybe there's another museum. Museum, damn it. Hey, little man.
Hello.
Good afternoon, monsieur. What can I do for you?
I can't remember what the French call the Baphomet idol. Was it Marseille?
I don't think so. I think it was something with an S.
If only someone could help us.